Hey everybody, this is Jonathan Washburn, hashtag the Dean of Mortgages, coming at you on this wonderful Tuesday, March 8th, 2022. I wanted to talk today about appraisals. If you hate appraisals, then you and I have a lot in common right now. But I actually had a pretty good story about an appraisal that happened this week that I wanted to share with you all. All right, so real quick, in the last 11 days, I have actually had 7 appraisals come back short for people that I have been working with to help purchase a home. And this doesn't matter where you are, how much you're trying to buy. This seems to be happening all over the country, right? I've had $1 million homes in Florida come in below value. I've had $165,000 purchases here in Ohio come in below value. Some are coming in way under value. And this is something that I think, honestly, we're all just going to have to get a little bit used to, because in this market that is so tough, there's no inventory. People are coming in with really strong offers, offering more than the list price. I believe, this is a conspiracy theory, I suppose, but I think that all of the appraisers in the country are kind of getting together, and they're kind of like rebelling against what they believe to be overinflated appraisal values, right? And so I think that they are actually out here trying to pull the values back down, doing their best. They think they're helping. They are not helping. They are in fact hurting, because what happens when an appraisal comes back short? Well, there's really only 3 options. Number one, the buyer and seller can renegotiate. This sometimes does happen, but you really typically need the appraisal to come in pretty close to the purchase price, right? So let's say you're buying a $300,000 home. The appraisal comes in at $290,000. The bank is not going to allow you to take out a loan for more than what the house is valued at. So if the sellers say, hey, you know what, you already came in over list, we'll drop the price to $290,000, then we can move forward. Another thing that can happen is that the buyer can bring the difference outside of closing. So on that $290,000 appraisal, if the buyer can do the entire loan based off of a $290,000 purchase with the bank, and then he can give an extra $10,000 to the seller outside of closing. The only other thing that can happen when an appraisal comes back short is that the deal dies. More often than not, especially when you're seeing appraisals come in 10, 15, 20% below value, guess what happens? Loans are dying all over the place. I'm in several loan officer groups all over Facebook, LinkedIn, all this. I posted, last week I posted that I had 7 appraisals coming short, and I had a lot of people commiserating me, saying the same thing from all over the country. Unless you're doing a VA loan. If you have a short appraisal on a VA loan, there are actually 2 additional things that could transpire with your loan. Number one, on all VA loans, did you know that a VA appraiser is not allowed to appraise a house for less than the purchase price without issuing what's called a Tidewater alert? So I had a VA loan come in last week, but 2 days before the loan came in, we got a Tidewater alert. And this is where the appraiser said, hey, I'm about to appraise this house for less than what it's actually worth. However, I want to give you an opportunity to tell me why I'm wrong. So I got with the listing agent, got with the buyer's agent. Hey, what are you seeing? What comps are you using? Why do you think this house should be able to be sold at a higher value than what the appraiser is going to list it at? We got some, or value it at. We got some extra comps, sent them over to the appraiser. The appraiser actually increased his value from where he was going to value it because of the information he got from the appraiser. No other loan system product type allows you to do this. Number 2, that appraiser still came in a little bit short. However, the VA allows its veterans to basically say, hey, you know what? I know I'm buying a house that's valued a little bit less than what I'm buying it for. I still want to buy it. Please allow me to spend more money on this house than it's actually worth, because this market's crazy. I've spent money on an inspection. I've spent money on an appraisal. I have to move across the country in a lot of cases. I just need to get a house. And you can actually submit for a reconsideration of value through the VA, and the VA can basically wave a magic wand of up to 15% of the value so that a VA buyer can pay more for a house than what it actually appraised at. Again, no other loan program allows you to do this. But there's actually one other cool thing that happened on this as well. In this case, the buyer and seller got together, and the seller said, okay, we will drop the price. However, The appraiser said that we need to make some repairs to this property. We're welcome to drop the price, but we're not going to drop the price and do the repairs. If this was an FHA loan and the seller was unwilling to do the repairs, the deal would die. But did you know that with a VA loan, the veteran is actually allowed to say, as long as the repairs that need to be done are not safety issues or are not sanitation issues, the veteran is actually allowed to say, hey, I don't care about the repairs. I want to buy the house even in its as-is condition. In this case, I had two veterans that have a past, that have a background in construction, and they actually told me, like, John, I actually don't even want the seller making these repairs because they're not going to do them as well as we would do them. We want to do this ourselves. Yeah, let us write a letter to the VA and request that we don't have to do these that we don't have to get these repairs done. They sent in a letter in on Friday. Yesterday afternoon, I got a personal email from a guy at the VA that said that the appraisal waiver request had been approved. This morning, this loan was cleared to close. We're going to be closing on time on Friday. We had a short appraisal that required repairs, but because we were doing a VA loan, we were able to get the job done. I wish I could say the same thing about my other 6 appraisals that came in short this last week. Why am I doing this? Because VA loan myths hurt veterans. I am not telling you that you need to accept every single VA offer when it comes in. We got cash offers everywhere. We got conventional offers everywhere. A lot of times these offers are better than a VA offer. But I am just so upset when VA loans, when veterans are turned down because of things that people believe to be true, actually are not true. And it's just a fact. No other appraisal process will give you multiple routes to save a transaction, quite like the VA loan. This is Jonathan Washburn, Dean of Mortgages. Thank you for joining me in the mortgage classroom today. School is out.